Scourge sensed the defenders' tenacity, responded in kind. Soon after the first wave of attacks, a second wave emerged. Champion ghouls, servants of the ghoul lord Horgus, screamed down upon from the hills and clashed with beleaguered Darrowshire defenders. The defenders weakened, but were relieved by paladins, disciples of the Silver Hand. The leader, Davil Crockford, was a native of Darrowshire. He brought his followers to the village when he heard of the impending attack. Together with the defenders, they held back the servants of Horgus. When Horgus himself entered the battle, he fought with Davil. For many minutes they fought, and Davil eventually prevailed, but he suffered a mortal wound and died soon after defeating the Ghoul Lord. The battle continued, and Captain Redpath led his militia bravely, and they might have been won had the captain not been corrupted by the Death Knight, Marduk the Black. In the middle of the fray, Marduk rode up to Redpath, and with black magic he tore loose Redpath's spirit, twisting it into the evil shadow of the brave captain. The corrupted Redpath then spread his evil taint among the defenders of Darrowshire, who betrayed their allies and slaughtered them. They then turned on the town of Darrowshire and killed all who hid in their homes. Pamela. The remaining Scourge army, along with the corrupted spirit of Captain Redpath, then left the ravaged village of Darrowshire and tore into Lordaeron, adding to the death and pain of the Second War. The fate of Horgus the Ravager. Horgus the Ravager fell at the Battle of Darrowshire, but the evil within him was not fully spent. The victorious Scourge forces removed his skull from the battlefield and carried it with them to sow dread among the living they faced. Days later, the company of Scourge who possessed the head were defeated by the Silverhand Paladins. Horgus's head was cast into Blackwood Lake. And yet it was up there. Weird. The fate of Marduk the Black. Marduk survived the Second War, causing great death and suffering with his foul, rune-laden sword. Although Marduk lives, his sword was lost in the battle near Corin's Crossing. A dwarf captain shattered the sword on his enchanted shield, forcing Marduk to flee the field, and winning the day for the Alliance. Marduk's sword sank into the earth and corrupted it, eating a gorge into the land now known as the Infectus Scar. The scars have been healed or are now lakes. The fate of Davil Lightfire. Davil Lightfire died at the Battle of Darrowshire, but his bravery inspired the Alliance throughout the war. His book, his Paladin's Librum, was recovered by Scarlet Crusade troops. It now resides inside the town hall of the Scarlet Crusade Heartglen, often read by Crusaders eager to draw from Davil's strength. You presumably have to go to each of these different locations to get them in the original version, but now they're all just condensed to here. The fate of Joseph Redpath. Joseph Redpath was killed during the Battle of Darrowshire. His spirit was corrupted and took a new shape. This creature spread great evil in Lordaeron. At Garren's Withering, east of Vanderhall, the corrupted Redpath was finally defeated by Alliance forces. His shield still rests near the barn of the plagued farmstead, and Scourge minions are still drawn to the memory of his evil. I remember being haunted over there, so I remember bits of the original quest. The fate of Carlin Redpath. Brother to Captain Joseph Redpath. Carlin fell during the Battle of Darrowshire, but although terribly wounded, he was not slain. Days after the battle, agents of the Argent Dawn found Carlin wandering, weak from thirst and fever, near Corin's Crossing. They tended his wounds and brought him to the Light's Hope Chapel. Grateful for their charity, Carlin joined the ranks of the Argent Dawn, and now fights a battle of revenge against its Scourge. Oh yeah, and I'm being haunted by some random defender lady.
Haven't we done this before?
Oh Darrowshire, I would give 1,000 lives for you. Darrowshire Poltergeist. Oh, is that the first time she's talked? I haven't noticed. Also, there was a story before of a guy, on the battlefield, gloriously slaying his enemy, cutting his head off. He goes to put the enemy's head up on his horse, attaches it to the saddle, then he jumps up onto his horse, leg hitting off one of the head's exposed teeth, which cut his leg. The cut gets infected. The guy proceeds to die to the enemy he's already slain. Remember that in a horrible history book. Did you find the skull and sword, Kulgoroth? You found them. Well done, Kulgoroth. These relics hold within them the memories of the Scourge forces at Darrowshire. We'll need these if we're to save your Joseph Redpath.
Inventory is full. Haul. Go forth to victory.
I really need to do something with all these greens. too damn many. Do you have the relics, Kulgoroth? You have the relics? Good. Just make sure.
Meet again.
No, no. And we've read that. Good. I'll get to work on resolving any temporal discontinuities. Don't worry, that's not something you have to worry about. You just gather the reagents. Maybe that's because they were in wrong places or something? Or maybe because of ghosts? I've fucking no idea. Do you have the skulls? They are critical for my spell, which will give us the chance to save Darrowshire. Maybe. Excellent work, Kulgoroth. Are you certain you haven't done this before? No, Kulgoroth, you will take part in the Battle of Darrowshire, and you'll save Joseph Redpath. Take this relic bundle place this relic bundle in Darrowshire Town Square, and the spirits of Darrowshire will rise. Join their battle, and ensure that these two things come to pass. Davil must survive past the death of Horgus, and Redpath must survive to be corrupted, then defeated. After defeating the corrupted Redpath, Spirit will be saved. Speak with him, then return to his daughter Pamela, and you get some sweet tea. I don't know why we can't just save, the other thing. Well, I suppose that would kind of wreck with the continuity. It's one thing, save, him not being cut down over there, but actually, no, him being stopped at all wrecks with the continuity. To be honest, I was actually thinking like the light must prevail. Not necessarily, but I was actually thinking, I was daydreaming about time travel before, and I was thinking that if you're doing a time travel thing properly and not doing any changes to the time stream, then you would have to be an imperceptible ender suffering. Working on it. An imperceptible haze. No one could detect you via sight, smell, hearing, anything. You couldn't be seen, heard, or felt. It's one thing to be invisible, but someone may hit into you, and delaying someone for mere 5 seconds could result in their death, or them surviving, and that would have an impact on the timeline. So you would have to be like this ethereal haze, just watching things, No one can even see you. That could throw off the timeline. So, that's the only way to do things without changing anything, unless you've got some, paradox fixing powers, It's been a while since I've done this quest. Darrowshire to arms. The Scourge approach. Help Joseph Carlin's troops defend Darrowshire. Oh, and that actually, even though these are ghosts of the undead, that actually helped to, that actually gave us some rep. And I kind of wish that guy wasn't here. I know it feels like almost, Servant of Horgus. I know, I would just kind of prefer to be doing this solo. Nothing against them personally, but I would just prefer that. Also, some Silver Hand disciples. They look certainly more fleshy than the other guys, which is weird because they're all meant to be ghosts. Okay, they can handle that. Here's Davil Whitefire. Do not lose hope, Darrowshire. We will not fail. Horgus should come down any second now. I don't even need to do anything practically. But I think that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do this myself. With help. Want to do so. The light burns bright in you, Davil. I'll enjoy snuffing it out. To be honest, he didn't even get to hit the guy there. Oh, I think we've reset the timeline a little. Horgus is slain. Take heart, defenders of Darrowshire. So that's why the undead was called betrayers. Because of the other guy getting corrupted. I was devoured by Horgus, and can still feel his teeth upon me. My wounds are too severe. Defenders, fight on without me. And here comes the other guy, Captain Redpath and his militia. Christ, he's tall. Remind me of the pre-Renaissance paintings. Like, depending on your place and standing within society, would determine. Oh, here's these blood letters. It will determine where you, how tall you were in paintings. Like a king will be taller than a peasant, you know. So, certainly a ton of elites suddenly turning up. This is more undead than I was expecting.
I don't have a target.
Damn it. He's a tab target. I want to be somewhat involved in this. It was inappropriate otherwise. Darrowshire betrayer? But the other guy hasn't fallen yet. Captain Joseph Redpath has been corrupted. Kill him quickly. Marduk. Oh, here he is. Got a shot in. It kind of takes away a little from the quest. I suppose I could redo it, but I'm not sure. Feels like a bit of a waste of time. Not a waste of time, but wrong, you know. The battle's over, and the people of Darrowshire are saved. They're saved, Kulgoroth, because of you. You are truly a hero of Darrowshire. A darkness had fallen over my eyes, but you tore me from my unholy reverie. You saved me, Kulgoroth. Now I beg of you, to forgive me. No, I don't want to redo this. Plus, I'll be coming to hear enough on other alts. We'll be redoing this quest enough as is. The fighting's over. Or my daddy whispered to me. He scared away all the ghosts and he says he's coming home. I'm so happy. He also said I should welcome you if you came to our house. So I made some tea. I hope you like lots of sugar. Daddy told me to give you this key. He said it opens a chest out back behind the house. He also wanted me to thank you. Did you do him a favor? Did you tell him you found my doll? Well, here's the key. Thank you, Kulgoroth. Thank you. You're a very nice man. This held up well. This chest is old and covered in grime. The key fits the lock and the chest opens. Wonder what else was in there, you know? But we got the militia hatchet. And this quest is over. So, that has been Darrowshire. A rather sad little quest hub. To be honest, I'm not really sure how that time stuff worked. It's a bit different to how Chromie and the Bronze Dragons normally do it. But, and to be honest, even how they did it there would logically have knock-on repercussions for what happened. Though Chromie did say she was going to work on Paradox fixing things, but she was working on it before we even went and dealt with that. So she was already working on fixing them before they happened. Interesting. Does that mean she went back in time and killed people that should have died to the other guy? I think I know why the Blue Lantern Horde wanted to kill her. I believe the horses are ready. Argus High Beacon, the gentleman who works with the Arching Crusade, spoke with me earlier and said he'd be coming with us. That's great. I'll make room for him. I know you're busy, so there's no hurry. Whenever you're ready, hop onto the wagon. We'll proceed to the next tower.
Cheers, mate.
So, we'll go to next tower. Oh, Argus is... We get Pamela's doll. You see a small doll sitting in the back corner of the caravan. Taran tells you that it must belong to Gidwin. And Gidwin says it's probably Taran's. You get Pamela Redpath to accompany you. I wonder.
What can I do for you? See you later.
I was just curious if Pamela would appear and there'd be any special conversation, because it feels like a missed opportunity. Just stay away from them. Let's see, does she appear out here? Does she only appear maybe as a in combat tank? Not really much of an ambusher, are they? Well, that he died easy.
Closer.
Doesn't seem to be working. Unless she's here. And I just can't see her. Like, I'm just not looking at the right point. Or, you know, looking through or whatever. Argus's journal. You see a trail-worn journal inside the caravan. Judging by the Argent Crusade emblem on its spine, must belong to Argus. Written within the journal are several accounts of Argus's experiences during his tenure in the Crusade. Should prove to be an interesting read while on the trail. Grants an additional 2% XP bonus within the Eastern Playgrounds. Not very much, is it? I'll keep the lucky charm. And right to next location. They put Gidwin on top. This hardly seems fair. Why do I have to sit up on top? Sit up top with all the stuff? Because you're the bravest, dear. Because you're short. Wait, hey, I ought to bounce one of these trunks off your head, Taranan. I know I promised you the front seat, Giddy, but we've an elderly guest. I'm sorry. Fiona, I must warn you. Giddy only wants to sit in front because he wants to kiss you. Oh, shut up, you dolt. You probably want to kiss her 100 times. Do not. I appreciate the ride, Madam Fiona. It's nice to get off my feet for once. Do you normally walk these roads alone? Yes, I do. Those easier when I was younger. These days, I've been much more careful. Don't mind my asking. What do you do that requires so much walking? I service the 5 Argent Towers, mostly repairs and maintenance, and some minor magical work. Without proper upkeep, the buildings within the playgrounds tend to waste away. Noble work. I find it satisfying. I enjoy working with my hands. By the way, if you need anything repaired, let me know. I'm at your service. So you're part of the Argent Crusade, eh? Think you can put in the good word for us? We're welcome to join the Order. Certainly. I don't make it out to I'd hoped very often anymore. But when you arrive, I'll tell Max Tyrosus I sent you. Whoa. He lets you call him Max? Ma'am, would you mind dropping me off at the light shield tower just ahead? I have to stop here. Of course, I'm not just going to drop you off, Mr. High Beacon. We'll be happy to wait for you. No, stopped again. Let's hope it's a far young paladin. Why is it just walking? Walking, eh? I love the little bit of, you know, talk.
How may I help you?
Oh, there's someone down here. Vex Tool? Didn't I see him in Airy Peak? No, I think that was someone else. That was someone else. I just remember there's some random troll guy. We've enjoyed having you ride with us, Kulgoroth. Hopefully once Gidwin and Tarnar join the Argent Crusade, we can continue to travel together. As soon as the boys arrived at Light's Shield Tower, those two long-haired paladins ran off to Light's Hub Chapel. It's a ways away, but if we're going to follow Argus along his tour of towers, this is about as close as we're going to get. Check in on them, make sure they're alright. I know they can handle themselves, but still, make me feel better to know that you're watching over them while I'm stuck here with the caravan.
Spread the good word, eh?
I know, it feels almost more appropriate if, you know, it was, palanai or some,